So I guess we'll breathe a sigh of relief when we pass the peak, but we must remember it is not the finishing line.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what the health minister keeps saying, Sally. Once you've passed the peak, it does mean that there perhaps is less pressure on the hospitals and the clinics, but it doesn't mean that the virus is not spreading anymore, and it certainly doesn't mean that people are not dying from the virus. That trend will continue. It just continues at a slightly slower rate. So let's explore some of the dangers of the climb towards the peak and, of course, the descent from the peak as well. We'll bring up those numbers, Sally, and we'll just explore the global trend as well as the local trend. This is really crazy. We went from 0 cases to 1 million cases globally in 137 days. And then, Sally, from 1 million cases all the way to 5 million cases in less than 50 days. And we're going to show a comparison of 5 million cases to 10 million cases as well, Sally. That took around about 39 days. You can see these periods getting shorter and shorter. And, of course, we hit 20 million cases yesterday, Sally. This is across the globe. That took 43 days. So around about 6 weeks for the numbers to actually double from 10 million to 20 million. Let's focus now on the mountain range that is the COVID-19 curve, as they call it. And what you'll see here, Sally, is that on the 31st of July, we reached our highest number of daily new cases. That was 290,000 new cases. Since then, the trend has largely been downward. So we're now sitting at about 253 daily new cases. And just as a dipstick, Sally, if you look at the United States, in the middle of July, that was sitting at about 77,000 new cases in a single day. The latest figure we have from the United States is about 47,000 new cases. It has been the epicenter of the virus, so the US is quite helpful in terms of getting a sense of where we are globally. So we are making some progress, but as you said, Sally, thousands of people still getting sick, thousands of people still dying on a daily basis.
Yeah, absolutely, and many people still in hospital, still needing ventilators. There's a long way to go. When it comes to South Africa, we're in a bit of a grey area, because some areas have, it seems, reached a peak, but not all.
Yeah, that's right. So is William Kieser, the health minister, saying that Gauteng, the Western Cape and the Eastern Cape appear to have reached a peak, Sally, but still, as you mentioned, it's a wait-and-see game. Let's focus quickly on the South African numbers, and like we said, the climb has been a tough one. On the 24th of July, 14,000 new cases in this country, Sally. And just to put that in perspective, yesterday we were down to 2,500 new cases. So, of course, we can breathe a sigh of relief. The numbers are going down. But still, important to stress, the virus is still spreading. Let's focus on daily deaths, because I think that really brings the reality home, Sally. We have a spike of about 570, but that was distorted because of late reporting by the Eastern Cape. So instead of looking at that, I'm going to focus on the 4th of August. That was just a week ago, Sally. 345 new deaths. We're at less than half that number now. On the 11th of August, yesterday, 130 deaths. So the trend for deaths certainly seems to be going down over the last 3 to 4 days. So a glimmer of hope from that perspective. But, of course, that's still 130 families who have lost loved ones.
Absolutely. And, of course, you know, the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal warning that that province is still to hit its worst. So we really have to watch KwaZulu-Natal very, very carefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Some experts saying that it's emerging as a new hotspot and a new epicenter, Sally. And, of course, it might be some time before we see other provinces beyond those 3 hitting their peak. So, fingers crossed, we reach that point and we be careful on the way down as much as possible.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Michael Marillier.